And news just coming in, Luthra's blue corner notice has been accessed by us. Officials from an Indian agency have reached Phuket from Bangkok. Both Luthra brothers will be taken from Phuket to Mumbai, and after that they will be handed over to the Goa Police. Indian officers in Phuket for Luthra's custody. Luthra brothers in India's custody. Next, they will be taken from Mumbai to, in fact, from Phuket to Mumbai. Luthras to be handed to Goa Cups from Mumbai is what we know at this point in time. On your screens is the blue corner notice issued to get a sense of the whereabouts of the persons of interest involved in a crime that the Interpol was looking for, and that's the reason why this was issued by the Interpol. And these are details that we have with us right now. Earlier detained, now would be brought to Mumbai. From Mumbai, they would be handed over to a team of the Goa Police. Ashutosh Mishra getting in more details on that story. How soon will we see them in Mumbai, Ashutosh, and then eventually handed over to the Goa Police?
It could be even the very next flight to the Mumbai from Phuket, because there are multiple flights, multiple craft flying from Phuket to Mumbai directly. However, since the Indian officials have already reached, and this morning what we are hearing from the sources that around 7:30 a.m. local Phuket time, the immigration department officials from the Immigration Bureau of Thailand, they reached out to the Luthra, absconding Luthra brothers. Remember the blue corner notice that was issued, and that was from the Attorney General office, was sent to the immigration department. The immigration department through the police sent out multiple notices for their lookout, and eventually they traced down their locations where they were hiding. They were, and eventually the immigration department reached. They detained them. In fact, in those pictures that you see, they have been tied up. Their hands are tied with a black strap. So that was the detention. Their passport, they were clicked with that. And since India also revoked on the request of Goa Police, they quashed their passport. They revoked their passport. So eventually they stands illegal tourists in Thailand. Immigration Bureau detained them. The handing over process as per the extradition. Remember, the Thailand and India has ratified the extradition treaty in 2015, and based on that, the Indian official, those who have reached, will be handed over them, and probably would be the first flight to Mumbai. And it is a matter of few hours. All the paperwork formalities takes place only in hours, because the detention has taken place. They are kept at the Phuket. It's a Patong immigration headquarter of Thailand immigration, where they are kept, and all the officials, the questioning have already done. They have been detained. The officials, once they reach, all the formalities, legal paperwork is essentially required, and that also takes requires a note from the Attorney General Office of Thailand. Once the paperwork is completed, they'll be handed over, and it's a matter of 4 to 4.5 hours journey from Phuket to Mumbai, and then they will be handed over to Goa Police. Sneha.
That's going to be the procedure, and it could very well be the next flight, is what Ashutosh is telling us. So very soon, like we had images of Ajay Gupta, one of the partners in custody of the Goa Police, we'll have images of both of these men in custody of Goa Police. In fact, in the nightclub fire case, where the Luthra brothers had been detained in Thailand soon after the nightclub fire. The brothers have fled to Thailand. Now, after 5 days, they've been detained in Phuket. In the latest images, and we're going to put that out for our viewers, they can be seen handcuffed, holding the suspended passport, standing with Thai immigration officer. India Today has also accessed the visuals of the detention center where the Luthras have been kept. They are in custody at the Thai immigration center. Indian officers have now reached Phuket to secure the custody of the Luthra brothers. Once handed over, the brothers are expected to be flown to Mumbai before being handed over to Goa Police for further investigation. India Today has also accessed the blue corner notice issued against them, strengthening India's case for their return and movement through the legal process. This comes after their passports were suspended in order to prevent them from fleeing further.
The Goa Police have achieved the major breakthrough through the investigations to the breach of the Romeo Lane. The blue corner notice have been issued to the Interpol. गोवा पुलिस ने 6 लोगों को ऑलरेडी अरेस्ट कर चुके हैं, और बाकी भी लोग जो हैं उनको डेफिनेटली 100% हम अरेस्ट करेंगे।
बीजेपी की सरकार है गोवा में, क्या आपको लगता है कि उन्हें और स्ट्रिक्ट होने की जरूरत है? बिकॉज ऐसे बहुत से पब्स हैं जहाँ पे इस तरीके की फ्लाउटिंग हो रही है।
आपको क्या लगता है, स्ट्रिक्ट होना चाहिए या नहीं होना चाहिए? आई थिंक होना चाहिए, और देश की जनता भी आपसे यही अपेक्षा करती है कि आप सरकार में जब वो आपको जिम्मेदारी देते हैं, नियम कानून का जो उल्लंघन कर रहे हैं उन पे सख्त से सख्त कार्रवाई हो। कंसिडरिंग कि वो लोग देश से भागकर आपको थाईलैंड जाकर उनको डिटेन करना पड़ा, बहुत सवालिया निशान उठाता है। ये जनता पूछ रही है कि गोवा से वो भाग खड़े हुए, गोवा की पुलिस ने लुकआउट नोटिस क्यों नहीं जारी किया? ऐसा क्यों है कि इमिग्रेशन अथॉरिटीज ने कोई चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस नहीं किए? क्यों होम मिनिस्ट्री इसकी जवाबदेही नहीं ले रही है? डू वी हैव एन एक्स्ट्राडिशन ट्रीटी विद थाईलैंड? So all of these things will have to be asked. And why is it that they were flouting all rules and norms? So having caught them and detained them is not the answer. The answer is that promptly there should be action against those who work against people and in service industry especially, and flout norms.
5 days after they fled the country, the Luthra brothers, the owners of the Birch nightclub that caught fire, had a dozen plus lapses, had killed 25 people, are eventually finally going to be brought back to the country. We know that they've now been arrested in Thailand.
Well, I believe that they'd be caller notice issued by the government of India. And then once they're detained, the Thailand authorities can easily deport them and put them back on the plane for the Indian authorities to receive them.
The very fact that this has been done within 5 days, really, of the time that they fled the country. These are wheels of justice really moving very swiftly, isn't it, Ms. Bedi?
Yes, as it said, the arms of the law are long. In this case, they've been long, but it's been with professional alacrity. The point is that the Goa police immediately announced their departure. That means they were tracking them. And you could immediately say that they fled from Thailand. They could identify the flight by which they've left and inform the Thai authorities. So I think that's probably kept them on the run. And the Thai authorities obviously cooperate because we got very with the Thailand government. And Thailand has responded to the red collar notice. It's perfect. It's good speed in this way. It's been fast because the Thai authorities were informed well in time. They could, the Goa authorities identified which flight they took. So I think that was good speed for them because they must be for them, and that's why they take a midnight flight.
You know, I also want to ask you, what sort of a message does this send really for people trying to do this, trying to escape the country after a big criminal violation like this, that within 5 days, they're going to be brought back to justice?
Well, it shows, first of all, I think one message is that when such an incident happens, the first thing is to detain the possible culprits because you can anticipate that they will try and run away. So I think the first message is don't delay. They may even use the night. Now, the criticism on the other side will come that without any investigations, you see, you've done this instantly without any due diligence. So it's both ways. It cuts both sides. In this case, while they must be looking for these Luthra brothers, whoever they were, and that they also, because they were tracing them, they could announce to the world, to the people, that they've flown into Thailand. And then the Thailand authority and the red collar notice. I think all this has followed. The speed has helped, and then good relations with the country also has helped. I think this will help in quick investigation and bring them to justice.
I'm going straight across to Shivani for more details on that story at this point in time. Shivani, we will soon be seeing these two men in the custody of the Goa police. But the fact of the matter is that India's extradition treaty with Thailand helped. Indian authorities had been working relentlessly to ensure that in a record 5 days' time, these men are brought to justice, isn't it?
Certainly, Sneha, it shows the seriousness of the matter where 25 people lost their lives in Goa's Birch, this place which was owned by Luthra brothers. And within 5 hours of this incident taking place, they fled the country, they escaped the law, and now they are being brought back right 5 days after the whole incident took place. The blue corner notice that was activated by the CBI, and then the extradition treaty that India has already with Thailand. So all these procedures were taken into attention by both the countries and the authorities out there, and we know how these two men, they were detained today and now they will be deported to India. The legal proceedings and the procedures are going on because, when we deport a certain citizen from a country, there needs to be a lot of documentation, and that's happening. The security personnel from India are already in Phuket who are undertaking this deportation process, and it's being expected that by today evening, these both men, they can be brought back to Mumbai, and then from there they will be taken to Goa for further investigation. They'll be facing trial. But a major update out here, Sneha, which I would like to share with our viewers, is that the lawyers for these two men had already filed for an anticipatory bail in Delhi's Rohini court, and the hearing on that plea has begun. There are expectations that this plea will be rejected because, the whole case is quite serious. The lawyers for these Luthra brothers have said that this journey to Phuket was a pre-planned one, and that's why they had to go. But certainly the court is going to take into account how these brothers fled in the night right after this incident happened without informing or without acknowledging the fact how seriousness of the fact was, where 25 people had lost their lives and the norms were flouted. So there are serious charges against Luthra brothers, and they will be brought very soon to India, and they'll have to face the trials.
All right, I'm going to leave it at that for the moment. Shivani Sharma getting in those details as far as the Luthra brothers concerned in the extradition treaty, how it worked to bring them back to the country. Now, in a conversation with India Today, Birch fire survivor who lost her husband and sisters in the deadly nightclub blaze recalled how her husband pushed her to safety before he perished in the flames, citing the lapses and calling the arrest a small step towards justice. She said the detentions have given her a renewed sense of hope that those responsible for the tragedy will be held accountable.
मेरे हस्बैंड ने वीडियो बनाते बनाते देखा, उनके सडनली उनकी नज़र पड़ी कि ऊपर छोटा सा एक माइनर से चिंगारी सी है, मतलब उसका ज़्यादा बड़ा नहीं था, वो अगर वो उसको वहीं पर कंट्रोल हो जाता तो ऐसा बड़ा हादसा नहीं होता। फिर उन्होंने इशारे से ना वहाँ पर जो म्यूजिशियन थे उनको इशारे से बोला कि ऊपर ना कुछ चिंगारी स्पार्किंग हो रही है, आप इसे कंट्रोल कीजिए। तो बल्कि आपने देखा वीडियो में कई लोग ऊपर से जैसे देख रहे हैं, वो मेरे हस्बैंड ने उनको बताया था इशारे से कि लोग पैनिक ना करें। तो उन्होंने फिर पीछे से किसी डीजे के पास कोई पर्सन खड़े थे, उन्होंने ग्लास से पानी ऐसे फेंका, फिर मतलब ग्लास बॉटल से पानी फेंका जा रहा था, जिसकी वजह से बहुत धुआं हो गया वहाँ पर। मतलब उतना किसी का दिमाग नहीं चला कि वहाँ पे ग्लास से पानी मतलब पानी फेंक रहे हैं, क्या आग बुझ जाएगी? वो तो और बढ़ रही थी आग। ना तो कोई वहाँ पे प्रिकॉशंस था उस आग को बुझाने के लिए, ना तो वहाँ पे कोई अलार्म बजा, वहाँ पे कोई भी सेफ्टी अलार्म कोई भी नहीं बजा, ना वहाँ पे ये आग बुझाने के लिए कोई ना पे सिलेंडर यूज़ किया, कुछ भी नहीं। बस वहाँ की जो अंदर जो टीम थी, उनकी बाउंसर्स थी, तो म्यूज़िक की टीम को बचाने में लगी हुई थी, उनको बचा के बाहर किया उन्होंने। और बस जो अंदर जितने भी लोग,
जब धुआं फैला पूरे क्लब में, तो क्या वहाँ से बाहर निकलने की कोई जगह नहीं थी?
नो सर, कोई जगह नहीं थी। जो एंट्री जो गेट था वही एग्जिट डोर था।
एंट्री एग्जिट एक ही था?
जी सर, से एक ही डोर था।
और बाकी तरफ क्या है वहाँ पे?
राउंड बना हुआ था, वो राउंड बना हुआ था जिसमें कोई भी बाहर जाने की कोई भी जगह नहीं थी, सब बंद था, वो पूरा बंद था। पूरा बंद था।
तो अंदर धुआं पूरी तरफ
बिल्कुल ब्लैक धुआं, कोई किसी को देख नहीं पा रहा था, आंखों के आगे बिल्कुल अंधेरा, मतलब दम घुटने लग गया था वहाँ पे। ऊपर से लोगों की भगदड़ मच गई थी, लोगों ने पैनिक कर दिया था, एक दूसरे के ऊपर से चढ़ के भाग रहे थे अपनी जान को बचाने के लिए, बचाओ बचाओ, आग लग गई। फिर उसके बाद वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा अंदर ही थोड़ा आई थिंक शायद एसी भी फटा अंदर, फिर वो आग तेजी से फैली, और इतनी तेजी से फैली कि 2 से 3 मिनट में वहाँ पे सब पूरा आग की लपटें नीचे गिरने लगी लोगों के ऊपर। मेरे तो जिंदगी भर का एक सदमा हो गया मेरे लिए, हर दिन आंखों में बस वही घूमता है मेरे, बट किसी ने मेरी हेल्प नहीं की। सब मुझे बहुत शिकायत है उन लोगों से, बहुत ज़्यादा। अगर वो वहाँ पे वो प्रिकॉशंस फॉलो करते तो मेरे आज सब लोग सेफ होते।
Already you heard, in fact, from the survivor who lost 4 members of her family there, including her husband, and she talks about how there was no escape route really for the people, and they were really sitting ducks there when that fire broke out. This is the criminal culpability of the Luthra brothers and the third owner as well. Limited number of exits led to the chaos that the survivor also listed out in that sense. 3 basement exits were sealed up. Fire brigades were unable to in fact reach the location on time. Not enough ventilation. inside this particular club. And there were also, in fact, other problems that we have been, in fact, talking about as far as the criminal culpability of the brothers is concerned. Lapse number 5, non-functional fire extinguishers. That was also something that needs to be looked at. The survivor spoke about the fact that people were actually using the water there to, in fact, try and douse the fire. So there were no fire extinguishers at the club.